Ciao Milanisti, it's your boy Kush in the Milan Corner. On August 25th, while walking down the streets of Athens, Greece, I gave my predictions for the group stage of the Champions League. I predicted the top 2 teams from each group, and now that the group stage is over, it's time to reflect back and see if I'm Nostradamus or Nostradamus. Alright, so let's kick this off with Group A. So let's just get back into the groups. Let's do this for 10 more minutes. Group A, I'm going to put Liverpool and Napoli through. I want Napoli to get into the knockout stages. Group B, but it's going to be a tough one. Perfect. Napoli and Liverpool, both teams made it. Napoli having a complete season of a lifetime right now. Undefeated in Serie A, we're undefeated in the Champions League. They lost in the final match day of the Champions League against Liverpool, dominated Liverpool in the return fixture. Liverpool also having an interesting season. They haven't been playing as well in the Premier League, but they seem to be a better Champions League side. So Napoli and Liverpool go through, and they're going to be dangerous in the round of 16. All right, let's go with Group B. Group B, Porto, Atletico, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. Atletico I'll put through, and Porto I'm gonna have to. I can't, play a spoiler in this group too. I think those 2 teams are the best teams in the group. I think that was what everybody was going with. Porto and Atletico Madrid, they should be the favorites. It's surprising what has happened with Atletico Madrid this season. Their coach makes like 20 million plus a season, and the kind of performances that his team has put in has brought a lot of things in question. Porto, the Portuguese side, most of the times they get into the knockout stages, so they did that again this time. Club Brugge were a little bit of a surprise. My assumption was that because Milan got Charles de Ketelaere from them, they lost their attacking midfielder who had so many goals and assists last season that they're going to drop off in form, but they replaced him with the Barcelona guy, the Ferran Yotgal or something like that, and that guy's been playing lights out. So Club Brugge and Porto make it through, so I got that one wrong. Bayer Leverkusen is pretty good too though, but Club Brugge, they lost their main man in Charles de Ketelaere. He's our boy now, so that's going to have an impact on their season for sure. Group C, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter, and Victoria Pilsen. I'm going to put... I want to know, comment section, guys. Group C, who would you put through? All right, what do you guys think I'm going to say here? Bayern, Barca, Inter. Who did I pick? Which of these 3 teams makes it to the top 2? I'm going to give this to Bayern and Inter. I just am. Lukaku might be heavy on Barca. All right, Lukaku didn't matter, but yes, that is the right prediction. Bayern and Inter made it through. Barcelona are having a torrid season when it came, at least in the Champions League. They got put against Bayern Munich again. They ended up losing those games easily. Against Inter at the San Siro was a little bit more of a controversial game. They believed that they should have had more out of it. They shouldn't have lost that game, but let's be real, guys. Barcelona's performance this season in the Champions League has not been good. And accurate predictions, Bayern and Inter make it through. Maybe a little bit of cousinly love from an AC Milan fan to the Inter Milan, to Inter. Group D, easy one. Let's go with Tottenham and Frankfurt, top 2 teams. Easy one. Group E. I call that Group D easy one. Let's go with Tottenham and Frankfurt. I predicted that perfectly. Okay, so Eintracht Frankfurt, last season they won the Europa League, and one of our guys, Jens Peter Auga, was playing in Frankfurt, so I was keeping an eye on that team, and they won the title, the Europa League trophy. So, a lot of people have a certain perception of the Champions League and then the Europa League, but keep in mind, guys, winning these contests, even if it's the Europa League, even if it's the Conference League, it's not an easy trophy to just pick up. So for them to have gone through the entire tournament and win the trophy meant that they were a good team. So it makes sense that they got through this group. Tottenham have had an okay season, I would say. They have been hot and cold. It was controversial. It was questionable if they're going to get through the group stage, but they pulled it off, and pretty dang accurate prediction. So, okay, so for now, for the first 4 groups, I've gotten 7 out of 8 right. Nostradamus for sure. I think we know. Bayern and Barca, okay. Bayern and Inter, yeah, I'm going to go with Bayern and Inter too. Group E, AC Milan goes through, no question about it. And yeah, I think AC Milan and Chelsea go through. I can't say that there was no question about it, because there was a question about it. It came down to the final match day. Milan kind of blundered their games against Chelsea, lost 5-0, but then gave the right response in coming back against Dinamo Zagreb away from home, winning 4-0, at home beating Salzburg 4-0. That's an 8-0 response to a 5-0 loss against weaker teams, but that's still a pretty good job done by Milan. Group F, we got Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic. Madrid goes through, of course. I guess RB Leipzig. Again, let me know. Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, the defending champions Real Madrid, obviously go through. Going to be a dangerous side no matter what happens in the Champions League. RB Leipzig, I assume I picked because, you know, the team is backed with a lot of funding. They have good quality players. I think Dominic Szoboszlai is still there, player that we wanted in the past. So Leipzig is a relatively easy pick to get out, and especially from that group. I think I did feel like Shakhtar Donetsk might go through because of what was happening in Ukraine and all the tension that is there. Maybe they would want to, you know, channel their frustration on the pitch and get out of the group stage, get into the round of 16, but they weren't able to pull it off. So Real Madrid and Leipzig, correct picks. Group G, Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. I feel like Madrid and Shakhtar Donetsk might go through. The Ukrainian club has something to prove this season, you know, with everything that's happening there. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. I'm going to go with Man City and Dortmund. Yeah, I'm going to go with Man City and Dortmund. Man City and Dortmund waded through. So Man City, probably right now, the bookmakers, I checked the betting websites today before making this video. Man City are the favorites right now. Bayern are second place. So Man City, Erling Haaland, went back to his former club in Dortmund, got the right results, managed to pull it through. Dortmund at the same time, you know, Sevilla could have been a little bit of a risk, but Sevilla, the perennial Europa League team, won the Europa League more than any other team, weren't able to get through to the round of 16. So Man City and Dortmund make it through, and City are probably my favorites, I think. Dortmund's probably gonna, you know, maybe only make it past the round of 16. And Group H, Group of Death, for sure. Is there any other Group of Death? Maybe Group C comes close. I felt like but I would say Group H was Group of Death. So basically a 4. Well, let's finish up with Group H first. Paris, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. I'm gonna go with PSG and say Benfica, Kush. Say Benfica. PSG and Juventus. Benfica lost their main striker in Darwin Núñez, so let's just throw it for PSG and all right, so my logic was just Darwin Núñez basically, but Benfica is a perennial Champions League qualifying, relatively successful team. They play really well. They have the right kind of scouting. They find the right players, and a lot of the times they sell them to other teams for a profit. So Benfica, you know what, Juventus, I was a little bit clouded by the Paul Pogba move. I was clouded by what was happening in Juventus. They fooled all of us. They fooled their own fans too, as a matter of fact. So Paris was an easy pick. They did go through, but Benfica has surprised everybody. They finished top of the group. If I would have predicted, I would have said Paris 1, Benfica 2, if anything. But Benfica are 1. They made it on goal difference. So it's been a fantastic season for Benfica, and Paris is going to be a tough team. Whoever gets pitted against Paris, whichever team finished first and then gets PSG in the first round, yeah, your luck ran out. All right, so basically out of 16 teams, I accurately picked 14. That's definite Nostradamus status, guys. And here's the interesting thing about how the dynamic of football is slowly changing. Atletico Madrid didn't make it. Barcelona didn't make it. Juventus didn't make it. Guys, if you look at it, these 3 teams were making Champions League finals regularly during 2010 to the 2020 period. Barcelona, as a matter of fact, won it a couple times. So for these teams who were finalists multiple times, Champions League winners multiple times, now struggling to even get out of the group stage, all 3 of them, tells you with AC Milan making a return, AC Milan getting back into the Champions League, back into the round of 16, it shows the dynamic of football slowly evolving to a new age. Well, there you have it, guys. So picking 14 out of 16 teams accurately, I think that is definite Nostradamus status. Now, the draw for the round of 16 of the Champions League is going to take place on Monday. I'm going to be going live for that, so you guys can always catch me here at the Milan Corner. As I've already let some people know, this channel is going to be turning into the Football Corner. Not just Milan content. There's going to be content from other teams, other leagues, the World Cup also here, along with an exclusive portion for all AC Milan news. And thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can watch the Milan Corner videos as soon as I upload them, which is why I will always say this: Forza Milan, grazie mille e ciao tutti.